Hey everyone, and welcome to Voices from the Mausoleum. I am your host, Mike and Serial, and today we have an awesome filmmakers, creators interview. I have Erica and Steve Nelson, the Horror Hippies, as well as Nickcotrufo. Am I saying that correctly?
You nailed it. That was exactly right.
Awesome. I want to make sure that I get people's names right. And they are people behind this amazing new project called Final Transmissions. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to kick it over to Erica and Steve Nelson, the Horror Hippies. And if you guys can just tell us who you are as filmmakers, and then we'll go ahead to Nick.
Great, thanks. And I'm so glad that you said Nick's last name, because I've been avoiding that for months. And I didn't want to
say anything, but it's fine.
So thanks for clarifying that. Yeah, I'm Stephen Hugh Nelson. I've been in the film industry for 20 years now, doing a little bit of everything, and now mainly focused on writing, directing, producing. We have my lovely wife here. She's kind of the other half of our team, the Horror Hippies, and we've shot a total of 4 features. We've got our first feature, Old Wounds, has been doing film festivals and will hopefully be coming out later this year, early next year. And we are the creators and showrunners of Final Transmissions.
Yeah. And I'm Erica Nelson. I'm the other half. We also have a podcast, the Horror Hippies. And this is really my first kind of experience in filmmaking the last few years since I met Steve. I've always been a horror fan, but yeah, I've just been doing more of the producing side of things. I'm really good with like project management type of stuff. So that's where I've been contributing, and also into makeup and special effects. So
yeah, and I would never get anything done without her. So
there's always a good balance within a team.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. And Nick, tell us who you are and who you are as a filmmaker.
Yeah, I'm Nickcotrufo, and I am the creator of the McKinney Family Home Videos, which is streaming on Found TV. I've been doing short films for the past, I think started in 2017 at this point, so almost a decade of doing fun little short films here and there, doing some minor festival stuff. And McKinney is my first feature that really like took off. And when I got the word from Steve and Erica that they were doing this Final Transmissions thing, and they had seen McKinney, and they were like, "Hey, would you be interested in, being a part of this?" I was just like, "What? Like, that's crazy." Of course, I would love to. And it's been so fun, like just getting this all off the ground and getting started on this. I'm really excited for what we're cooking up right now.
And I got to say too, like, I love writing and directing and acting, but I'm really excited to get more into producing and finding talent and giving them an opportunity, which is, we're already starting to do that with this project, and to reach out to Nick and be like, "Hey, we're just fans, and we really dig what you're doing and your work, and we want to bring you along on this ride," and then to see his energy and excitement, and it's so infectious, and it's just great to be able to collaborate and give those opportunities to people as well. So thanks for coming on this journey with us, Nick.
I'm happy to be here. I'm so
Nickcotrufo.
I've heard it butchered worse. You can't hurt me.
And that is really awesome, because I will say when I found out about this project, a big reason why I just immediately was like, I need to follow this. I need to contribute. I need to see where this goes was one, I am a huge fan of the McKinney Family Home Videos. I tell Nick all the time, that was one of my favorite movies of last year that I saw. But also, Old Wounds is still sitting at my #1 found footage film of this year that I've watched.
Wow.
It is a fantastic fantastic found footage film. So everybody, when you have a chance to see it, you need to see that, and you need to see McKinney on Found TV.
You're so supportive. Can you just like call me every morning and hype me up?
Honestly, if you need an every morning Instagram message, I will DM you guys every morning, because I love hyping up indie filmmakers, but especially like because it's a huge passion of mine. I love found footage. I love indie horror. So when I find something that resonates with me, I love letting the filmmakers know. And especially the great part of found footage is you guys are more easily accessible to let you know, and you guys always really take that feedback, and you're so appreciative of it. So I just love being a part of that with the filmmakers, of like letting them know how much I care about what they've been able to give us in art form. But how you said from a producer standpoint, and you want to give more voices, that was a huge part of this, because there are other names on this project. But first, I will say, can you guys let us know what Final Transmissions is? And then we'll get into the other names that are a part of this project.
Absolutely. So it's a 6-episode series, and it's set in 1999 in a small town of Eldridge, Illinois. And there's a local public access TV show host who claims he's been receiving mysterious transmissions from somewhere. So the conceit is that he'll be hosting these transmissions. So kind of like Unsolved Mysteries, where he'll be presenting the transmissions. So every transmission is a segment that one of our filmmaking teams has created. So it'll be 6 episodes, anthology style, but also telling like a larger narrative of what's going on in this town. Did I do a good job? I'm trying to get it down to.
That was like your best one yet.
Oh wow! Okay,
that's a solid.
And so this is an analog anthology, right? Like this is analog horror.
We love
old school.
Yeah, we love found footage, and we love analog horror, and the lines can be very blurred between those two, and it can kind of sometimes be hard to define one or the other. But we wanted to lean a little more into the weirdness, into the kind of internet aesthetic, and like very much like McKinney, which is as soon as we saw that, we're like, oh, Nick is the perfect fit for this.
This is analog, yeah.
Because we didn't want to just
gas me
we didn't want to just be another kind of VHS. We love VHS, but it's its own thing. So we wanted to do something a little different from that. Which is why we found other great talent like Alex Hara, who has a whole documentary on analog horror, which is how I found them.
The history of analog horror, and it's really great. Like I didn't really know what analog horror was very much. Like I saw McKinney Family Home videos, and I was like, okay. And then I watched the history of analog horror, and it really helped understand.
and I love it too, because she's been telling me that analog horror and Trevor Henderson's art really, really like deeply disturbs her. And so that's been a lot of fun for me. And I think like as horror fans, that's kind of the dragon you're always chasing, is to find something that actually disturbs you or scares you. So I'm glad you found that, and I can use that against you.
We had to announce Trevor Henderson, and I was excited to do that, but I was making the image, and it was very difficult because it's like really terrifying stuff.
There's just something about analog horror that is a little bit more terrifying, because as horror fans, horror watchers, we start to get slightly desensitized from the jump scares, from the murdering, from monsters and stuff. But I still love horror, and there's some stuff that gets a little unsettling, but it wasn't until McKinney that I really felt like some terror. Now, it was also like the atmosphere that I was in, but it was also just everything a part of that movie, the visuals. And then for me, I think what gets to me more is audio scares and like unsettling sound effects. And that movie, I just tell everyone, I was like, honestly, I understand that analog isn't for everyone, and the scares may be different for everyone, but if you're trying to find something that might scare you, I would start investigating analog horror, start with McKinney Family Home Videos, and then go from there. But yeah, like you guys said, it also leans into, Trevor Henderson. He makes some scary creatures and designs as well. So that was really awesome to hear that you guys have him a part of this project.
Yeah, we couldn't believe that we were able to collaborate with him and get him on board. And he's been super supportive and sharing the campaign. And we're really excited about how we'll be using his artwork in the series. We kind of got to stay a little tight-lipped on that for now.
Yeah.
But just to have him involved, it's just such a dream come true. I mean, to see him, sharing footage we shot for our segment, Dr. Midnight, or Nick, tell us about your experience.
With Dr. Or just with Trevor Henderson.
Or your meme, yeah.
Yeah, that was great. So I'm a Reddit doomer. I have like an instinct first thing in the morning. My eyes are barely open, and I grab my phone and I have to get on Reddit and like something, post something. That way my streak doesn't, debilitate and fall apart. And so my eyes are barely open. I grab my phone, and the first thing I see on r/analog horror is this meme about me and Trevor Henderson like working on Final Transmissions, and it's like the Vince McMahon like losing his mind face. And I was just like, oh, I'm in the same like wheelhouse as Trevor Henderson. This is crazy. And that like stayed at the top of r/analog horror for like 2 days. And I was like, when I was like promoting McKinney on here, it didn't pop off as much as this. This is amazing. It was a very heartwarming moment.
And then Trevor shared that meme.
Yeah, it was just like, this is like I had people that like I had made friends with through McKinney, like messaging me like, dude, are you seeing this? And I'm like,
yeah. And I think it's so important too, like when you're making independent films or series, it can sometimes be hard to, I guess, celebrate wins. It's a very tough road, and there aren't many opportunities where you get to kind of just celebrate, usually at like a film festival or a premiere. And so when you do have these moments, it is good to kind of step back and be in the present and just be like, whoa, like this is happening right now, So I'm glad, Nick, that you were able to enjoy that moment.
Top
yeah,
five.
I saw that meme and I was cracking up. And then I saw that Nick posted it, and I told him, I was like, in all honesty, this is exactly how it feels. Like I was super excited. Then I got more excited seeing more, and then seeing the final piece of the puzzle. I'm like, this is amazing. I'm so happy like that this is happening. So yeah, no, that was really awesome to see that, and I'm glad that you got to have that experience, because that is part of it too, is like, even though you guys are filmmakers, you're creating horror, you guys are still horror fans, so you do get these like giddy moments too. So it's fun that you guys are experiencing that as well.
Yeah, I mean, I try to never let that get old, working with a hero or just getting a really cool opportunity. And now I'm just really stoked to be working with our whole team. We met a lot of our filmmakers at fests or through festivals.
Yeah, it started with Leanne O'Shea and Aviv Rubenstein. We met them at Popcorn Frights. They had their movie Lizzie Lazarus there, and we just like really connected with them. And then we just found other people and through them and through. And
it's great because every person had a different way of getting on this project. Obviously like Nick, we saw McKinney and it was just like, oh, this is the exact perfect match for vibes and aesthetic. With Leanne and Aviv, seeing Lizzie Lazarus, it was more like about how they were able to do something really interesting and cool with not a whole lot to work with. And we didn't want to just pick 6 filmmaking teams that were all going to do the same thing. Yeah. So we picked them knowing they would do something a little different, and that is how it's playing out. Their segment is definitely the most different than the others, which is great because we didn't want it to be the same note, over and over. And I guess we may as well just list the rest. Yeah. We're on a roll here.
And then they introduced us to Michael J. Epstein and Sophia Cassiola, and they did the Once and Future Smash and End Zone.
Yeah, the Once and Future Smash is like a mockumentary about a fake slasher movie, and so that was really cool format, and they're an interesting take on sort of found footage. And they've been lovely.
And then Alex Hara, we mentioned, and then also Evan Churchill and Thomas Pardo, and they do a lot of stuff with like glitch work and all that. So that'll be really fun. I'm excited about their segment too.
Yeah, got to meet them at Unnamed Footage Festival, and just like immediately when I saw Beholder, their short, the way they were doing glitch effects and manipulating the tape and using magnets and heat and all this stuff, it was like, oh wow, like this is too unique. We gotta work with them. So
yeah,
so that's been the most exciting part for us, I think, is just being able to work with all these talented creators.
And listeners, they're not wrong. These people are very talented. That's why I said, I was like, seeing the list of names, because my first film festival that I've ever watched was Popcorn Frights of last year. So I got to check out Lizzie Lazarus, and I thought that movie was so unique, and I really enjoyed that one. Also did the Unnamed Film Festival, the 24-hour one where we got to watch The Beholder. So I'm like, I saw all of these, and just recognizing these names, I was like, I want to see this come to life. I cannot wait. So that's really awesome that you guys got to come together and create something. But I know you guys said you're the Erica and Steve, you are the showrunners. This is like your idea come to fruition. How did this idea come about? Like, what inspired you to come up with this?
Yeah, I think the entity whispered into my ear that we needed to make this exclusively for you. So that's that's why we assembled this team. It actually came from just the title I had a long time ago, and called Transmissions from Hell. It started off, it was called Postcards from Hell. And then I think that someone said that on Dexter or something randomly. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to use that anymore. So it became Transmissions from Hell. And then eventually what it is now, Final Transmissions. But it was more the title of just inspiring, okay, what does that mean? What form could this take? And originally I think I wanted to do something that was like, you were watching a television broadcast from hell. So it was going to be like news reports, commercials, shows, just anything, but it was all coming from hell. And then that kind of evolved into what it is now, and really wanting to focus on the analog horror side. I really got into that a few years ago, and just it was just so fresh and exciting to me to, late at night, just turn the lights off and just really get invested and get into these things where it's so visceral. It's so like first person, and really just like, it's speaking to you, which is why, Skinamarink was my favorite movie of that year. What do you think?
It wasn't for me, but I get the.
I understood that it resonated with people. It wasn't for me, but when I heard people, my co-host who couldn't be here, Angel, she loves that movie. And when she explains it, I'm like, okay, I see what you see. I didn't get what you saw, but I see it when you're explaining it.
Yeah. It's like it evoked that feeling of like being a child and being scared, like in the dark. And I was just like, I don't really remember that feeling.
McKinney did that for me, though.
Yeah.
Nick, everything that people said about Skinamarink, I was like, okay, I don't know if that's analog. I was like, I don't know if it's for me. But then I watched McKinney. I'm like, now I get what people are talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
McKinney-marink or Skinna McKinney?
I think Skinna McKinney rolls better.
Yeah.
Nick, I'm curious, what got you into analog horror?
Actually, movies like well, I mean, okay, this is actually really silly. It was my wife and I, we were living in an apartment, working from home at the time, and we had kind of gotten into this rut of like go to work. We worked on opposite ends of the apartment, and then we would meet up for lunch and we'd watch YouTube together. And we watched this one guy, and it was like a guy that just played horror video games. We always loved horror and stuff, but like analog horror hadn't really like been broken to us yet. Like not outside of things like Blair Witch or anything like that. But like we were watching this guy play some video game, video ends, and his next video comes up and he's like, I'm doing something a little different tonight, guys. I'm going to be watching the Mandela catalog. And I was like, what the hell is that? And so it came on, and like Molly was like, this is interesting. And like 10 minutes in, I'm like, I'm so scared. I have never been more scared in my whole life than the first 10 minutes of the Mandela catalog. And I just ended up like binging the whole thing. And I was like, I need more of this. And so for the rest of that year, it was just any YouTube analog horror I could find. I was just consuming it. And then I was like, I'm a filmmaker. I'm just going to give it a try. Let's see what happens. The initial plan for McKinney was that it was going to be put on YouTube. I wasn't going to promote it anywhere. And my ultimate hope was that it was going to be one of those videos or one of those YouTube channels that like in 10 years, like Chills or someone on YouTube is like, check out this weird YouTube channel. No one knows where it came from, kind of a thing. And then now it's here, and it's so awesome.
I love that. Yeah, it's been such a fun discovery, analog horror, and because there's so many variations of it, you know, like you're really kind of free to do anything you want, which was kind of hard for me to wrap my head around it, because I also didn't want to just copy what other people were doing exactly, you know. Right. But so when her and we already filmed our segment where everyone else still has to film theirs. But when I was like trying to get back to like the root of like, why does this stuff disturb me? What about it? Like trying to tap into that. I just had to go back to basics of that 1-2 punch combo in 1999, which is Blair Witch Project and Silent Hill. Like, I just remember I was 13 and experiencing those things at that age, at that time. It really just left an impact on me. And so when we set out to do our segment, that's what I wanted to tap into, was those two combined. But Nick, I don't think I could do what you do. Like it's because what you do is a little more abstract, you know?
Yeah. I love that. I don't want to sound, I'm trying to not sound like pompous on it. I love that avant-garde stuff, like that really obscure, weird, like I wanted it to kind of feel like a real thing of like, if you were to move into a house and you found this tape and you just popped it in and go like, what the hell am I looking at? Like that's absolutely what I wanted it to go for. So I didn't want it to have like there's a narrative, but I didn't want it to be like right in your face. I will say I have watched at least, I don't know if it's the final, I have watched a rendition of Dr. Midnight, and now knowing the Silent Hill like vibe in it, like that's what, because that atmosphere is so chilling the whole time.
Yes, thank you. And that's, you know, not to go on a crazy tangent, but like when Hollywood studios do found footage, I don't like how polished it is and how the lighting is too good. The cameras are too nice. You can tell the people are just reading lines off a script. And then when you're trying to do something that really captures like an aesthetic, a vibe, you know, if you were to do Slender Man, or if you were to do, you know, Silent Hill, the movie, like if you watch Silent Hill, the movie, it's too polished. It's too slick. The camera moves are too nice. The costumes, like it needs to feel gritty and disturbed and messed up. Like it needs to feel like an actual cursed tape. So, you know, this was kind of my crack at that. Maybe they'll do a reboot or something. And
are you excited for the new Silent Hill movie coming out in January?
Not really.
I'm a big fan of Silent Hill. Silent Hill 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. They're gonna destroy that game with that movie.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I never got into it. I wasn't into horror video games growing up. And then the movies, I just never ended up watching them because I was like, well, I don't know the video games. But it is on my list because it's another thing that Angel really likes. So she's like, go watch this movie. So that'll probably be something I'm doing soon. And then hopefully I can get into the games. I have a PS5 that's just collecting dust, so maybe I should put it to some use.
Get that Silent Hill 2 remake, man. I loved that remake, and I do like the original Silent Hill movie. I agree it's very polished, but like I think I was like 12 or 13 the first time I saw it, and just being like scared, like so beside myself. And when you watch it now, you're like, this is pretty ridiculous, but it's just, there's a charm to it. There's a nostalgic charm.
And then without going into too much detail, Nick, because obviously we want people to watch the show and be surprised, is there anything you can tell us about your segment in this project?
Yeah, I'll give a little glimpse into it. Out about 20 minutes away from my house, there is a very real road with a very real history. Route 666. It's allegedly haunted. There's a bunch of different like urban legends about it. I had shot like a little like not found footage short about it that I never did anything with. It's been collecting dust for like a year or two, and I've always wanted to do something. And when this project came up, I was like, this is it. This is where the place finds a home. So it's about the urban legends on Route 666, along with part of that is there's little urban legends. Like I think there's a girl who jumped off a bridge. There's children that people say you can see playing in the streets. A big thing is that there's these 7 like bridges that you can go through, and I think most towns have a story like this, but like every bridge that you go under, like the world around you deteriorates just a little bit more until like you're at the end and it's just like hell. So that's what I'm going for, but with a McKinney vibe.
That sounds awesome.
I absolutely love that. And, growing up in the 90s, before creepypastas, we had urban legends, and every town would have some story. And I lived close to Bachelor's Grove, which is one of the most haunted cemeteries in Illinois. And just that, that sense of like mystery, and it's like you're excited about it and terrified at the same time. I felt the same way about like aliens. Like I really wanted to see a UFO, but I also knew that I would probably run away screaming and crying. But to try to capture that, like she was saying about Skinamarink, like tapping into my childhood fears and stuff. And one of our urban legends was that if you went into the woods near Bachelor's Grove, that this house would appear, and if you went inside, it would disappear with you in it. And so if you look at we uploaded a clip of Dr. Midnight on our page, and so that shows that moment. He's at an empty lot, and then the hospital appears in front of him. Yeah,
that's awesome, because I definitely know that urban legend, and I have definitely been to that cemetery and looked for all the different stories that people told about certain headstones in the house. So that's awesome that actually got a shout and that I was a part of it, because you never hear certain things from certain people. So that's why I'm like, you said Bachelor's Grove, and I instantly thought of the 3 times that I've gone.
Yeah.
So that's hilarious that got brought up.
I might still have a warrant for my arrest out there for trespassing. I haven't followed up with that, though. It's been a few decades. I think I'm fine.
I think they're good now, because it's at this point, I was like, I don't even think it's trespassing anymore at this point.
Yeah.
I think they're just like, whatever, just don't do it after midnight.
Laws, who cares?
But this is also tapping into kind of what Nick was just saying, which is I love this whole format because it's blending reality and fiction, and the movies we shoot, and the found footage format. Like very often we don't know where that line is, and sometimes when we're shooting, we have to clarify, like, wait, are you talking about real life you or fictional you? And so I really am kind of obsessed with that, because when people watch Old Wounds or some of the other stuff we've shot, I kind of want that question in people's minds of like, is this real, or how real is this? I don't know where the line is.
That's like found footage. You need that. People don't ask that question anymore. You need that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes analog so much scarier too now, is because that used to be exactly what found footage was you had to question whether it's real or not. And I feel like obviously with how popular it got, we kind of lost the questionability of is this real or not. And I think that's where analog horror kind of swooped in, because like you said, it takes reality and it alters it in a weird way, but you're still like, this seems like it's kind of real. Like, I know people who truly believe that like back rooms exist, and like that's why I think analog just hits people. I think it's doing what found footage did for quite a long time, and now it's picking up the pieces, and I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I wonder, you know, it's always like, what's the next evolution of this going to be? And is that going to be something with virtual reality? Is that going to be something where, you know, we all have brain chips and we're literally messing with people's realities, you know? I guess we'll find out.
Oh, dear.
If it is, I hope you guys make another anthology about it.
Yeah.
Really cool story about that right now called Mother Horse Eyes. That's about something like that. It's forever long, but absolutely worth looking into.
Love that. It's very Black Mirror, you know?
Yes. Man, I will say, guys, on that note, my battery is about to die, so I am gonna need to hop off, but we should absolutely do stuff like this again. This is so fun. Mike, I always love talking to you, man. And same with you guys, Erica and Steve. I love getting on with you guys.
It was great talking to you. Have a great rest of your day, okay?
Y'all
Thanks
too.
for joining us.
Thank you.
Anytime. See you guys.
I feel
Bye.
like his video is kind of analog too.
Yeah.
Like,
The entity
So then the other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is so Final Transmissions, you guys have an Indiegogo campaign. Can you tell us about the campaign, kind of what Indiegogo is for anyone who isn't aware of what it is, how it helps you guys, and what it is that the contributors are actually contributing to?
Yeah, for sure. So it's a crowdfunding platform. There's several different ones, but we've used Indiegogo in the past, and there's a lot of other films on there. So we thought that would be the right direction to take. And we offer perks, or you can donate if you want just without a perk. But we have different things like from special thanks to access to our Discord channel with early screenings, up to like executive producer credit. We actually have a couple of acting roles as well. And
including,
then a bunch of...
Yeah, well, the biggest sellers we've had has been for Nick's segment.
Yeah, you can like be a voice, but his are all sold out now. So we're coming up with more.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can be a voice of a ghost, of an alien.
Of an alien ghost.
You can have like
maybe
your name in different people's episodes. So
yeah,
there's a lot of cool stuff on there. But yeah, it's to help us fund the filming of this and the production and everything.
Yeah, because you know we aren't able to do this entirely independently. You know, we do need support, but it's also a great way to build out a community and find the people who are interested in this. And you know, this is original horror. It's also a series, which is very unique. You know, most people fund movies. But you know, we love Mark Duplass, and he's been funding independent series, crowdfunding as well. And so it's like, is this, you know, a possible path in the future? I think that's what every filmmaker is trying to figure out now, is how to make this a viable thing that we can continue, you know, to make things and not go broke doing it.
Yeah, we try to make things for as little as possible, but yeah, it is a lot of work to run these.
Which I do want to highlight that she's been really busting her butt. Yeah, no, it's a lot of work to run an Indiegogo campaign and to do the build up to it, to do all the graphics, the perks, the pie chart, the pitch video that all of the filmmaking teams made their own little kind of analog horror pitch video. And then Evan did some glitch work on it. And then just to, constantly come up with new posts and interesting things to share. And you also there is an element of pestering people. It's which we almost
we try not to, but
we don't post that much on social media, and we're usually a little more introverted. But for something like this, you have to be posting constantly and sending out emails, And so, it's thanks for putting up with us if you're annoyed for the next, few weeks.
It won't be forever. But we do really appreciate every contribution.
Well, listen, it is taking off. I see so many people reposting everything that you guys are posting on socials, particularly to Instagram. I love I'm starting to see more people not do reviews, but they're kind of like doing some Insta Reels talking about this and hyping up your Indiegogo campaign. Just seeing kind of all the updates that are happening. I'm very much engaged. I'm always looking out for the new updates and what's going on. So if you guys can also tell us, because obviously we want people to go ahead and support you guys in this campaign, in this effort, because this project sounds so amazing and I want more people to be a part of it, and I want this to be a success for you guys, but also because I want to see it. I want more of this. It already sounds so amazing. But so when can they, how long is this campaign going for? When will it end?
Yeah, so I think we have 18 days left. So yeah, we're really pushing right now to hopefully get this fully funded. And then if we do, it'll stay up. So people can still become a part of it and contribute after the fact. And then we'll have, stretch goals, hopefully, if that happens, for more effects and different things like that.
Yeah. Do we announce our host?
Oh yeah, I guess we can do that here.
We can give you an exclusive.
Yeah.
Exclusive?
We have an update coming soon. But yeah, we're going to announce that our host of the 1999 broadcast is going to be played by Brian Villalobos.
And Brian is Graham in Old Wounds, our movie. Okay. He's also in a analog horror movie that just premiered at Tribeca and got really great reviews. It's called Man Finds Tape. Mm-hmm. And that's produced by, I think, Benson and Moorhead. And yeah, he's an incredible actor. He's the perfect balance of funny and dramatic. I just worked with him on Frogman Returns. He has an appearance in there, so he's kind of a found footage king. Yeah. And he's also he's a voice actor. He's in Pokemon Horizons, the series, and
that's awesome.
We're constantly seeing him on our TV and commercials as well.
We're
like, oh hey,
a million commercials. Right. And then the new Destiny 2 expansion that comes out next week. He's like the main character. Like they scanned him into the game and everything. So we're really excited.
He's working. He puts in work.
Yeah,
he's working.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I've seen him in so far of what you named is Old Wounds, but I really did love him in that. I thought everybody was fantastic. But that's really awesome because, yeah, I thought he was great in that. And then I have heard good things about the Man Finds Tape. Mm-hmm. I've been hearing some buzz about that. So that's really awesome that he is going to be the host.
Yeah. And there's actually another movie, too. So there's Man Finds Tape, but he's in another movie called Man Goes on Rant.
It's funny because they're not connected.
They're not connected. But it's interesting because there are elements of found footage in that because it's basically a guy who's kind of lost his mind and trying to make sense of the last 20 years. So he's going through all this footage of interviews and politicians and world events, and he's trying to make it make sense. And Brian completely carries that movie. Yeah. Yeah.
We're excited to have him on board.
That is amazing. And so another question regarding final transmissions and when it's done filming and if you get everything that you need for this, do you guys have a vision of what happens next with it, like where it lands? Do you have a vision of, is this going to be something that you guys are going to put up on YouTube? Is it going somewhere?
Yeah, so we don't have a concrete plan yet, but it's kind of uncharted waters. I mean, there a few other projects have been doing something similar, but we definitely want to get to the finish line on our Indiegogo and then go make this bad boy. But then we're hoping next year we would love to do festivals. We would love to do Unnamed Footage Fest. When Mark Duplass and Patrick Bryce made the Creep tapes, they were going to festivals and playing 3 out of their 6 episodes. So we're hoping to do something similar where maybe, you know, we could play these 3 at one festival and then play the other 3 at another fest. And then we're kind of open to getting on a platform like, you know, a Shudder, or maybe just doing it independently, maybe just putting it up on YouTube. We're kind of open to any paths forward. It's just so crazy because the industry is constantly changing. It's like every month, it's like you got to reassess what platforms are there, which is offering the most, you know, what's being the most filmmaker friendly, and that can change at any moment. So, you know, a year from now, we have no idea what that, you know, landscape will look like, but we'll figure it out. Maybe we should just put it on unlabeled VHS tapes and just drop them off at thrift stores across the country.
That would be cool. I know that wouldn't be the most profitable, but that would be awesome. Like, imagine just picking up a videotape and seeing something like that. That's creepy.
I love the idea of like stumbling across something.
Yeah. We will be making VHS tapes, which we do have as a perk right now, and most likely Blu-rays as well. But yeah, you know, it's, you know, we want to try to retain ownership, you know, and we try to be as fair as possible with all the filmmaking teams so that everyone's getting the same amount of money and the same, you know, access to resources, and that we're all gonna profit off of this, hopefully together. Because we're just trying to find a new path forward. Because for most filmmakers, unfortunately, most movies don't make a profit, and they spend too much money, and then there's all this pressure to pay their investors back. So there's a lot of predatory distributors out there that take advantage of eager filmmakers who just want to get their work out there, and so they just sign the first thing that gets thrown at them, and then they don't make any money off of it. And so we're really resistant to that. We really believe in ownership and taking care of the creators who helped make this with us. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, and honestly, like I've said it, I'll keep saying it. I wish you guys nothing but success, and I really hope this takes off because, one, it sounds like a cool project. 2, everybody involved, especially you guys, are really awesome, and I just want success for all of you with this project, but individually as well. And on that note, is there anything besides final transmissions that you have in the works that you are able to talk about, or are you guys working on anything?
Yeah,
we
sure.
have a few things.
So there's Old Wounds, which I believe our last festival is going to be Unnamed Footage Fest virtual, like you were saying that you saw at Beholder.
Yes.
So that'll be in a few months. And then hopefully we might be self-distributing. We're not sure yet what the plan is. But then we have a few other projects.
So the first thing that we shot, kind of in the vein of like wanting someone to just stumble across this idea that you're just on YouTube and you come across this video called My Honeymoon in Iceland. And we shot it on our honeymoon in Iceland.
That would have been wild if we shot it in like Australia.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, it was like a week and a half that we were there, and like 2 weeks before, she was like, so I had this idea. Tell me what you think. If we film a movie while we're there. And I was like, no, I don't really want anything to interrupt. Like, we had a whole bunch of activities planned. We were driving around the entire country. But actually it worked out really well because we just kind of filmed at night and filmed like what we were doing during the day anyways, and did some creepy fun scenes together. So it was really bonding. It was
a great project because it was the first thing we shot. And so it was just an excuse to experiment and not put so much pressure on ourselves to, you know, it was just to have fun. And
like,
so
can we do this?
Yeah. Is this possible? And so, you know, my line of thinking was this trip is already paid for. Like, the production value is insane. So why don't we just use that and make something? And then it was great because every night we were coming up with scenes that, you know, what can we do here? Using what we have. And it was just so creatively fulfilling. And then we really realized we did work supremely well as a team. And so after that, then we shot Old Wounds. And then we shot another feature last summer with Anthony Cousins and Rebecca from Frogman, as well as our friend Joe Ochterbeck.
And we shot it at a music festival during 4 days. It's found footage.
The major music festival. We ran around and shot another found footage horror movie, yes. Which was so much fun.
It's like guerrilla filmmaking.
These are the best examples of tell me you're a filmmaker without telling me you're a filmmaker. Like, let's make a movie during our honeymoon.
Yeah.
That's kind of the, formula that we've stumbled upon is let's travel to really cool locations with a few of our friends and not spend a lot of money and just get weird and creative and make stuff and have fun. So that's kind of been our like methodology, and it's been great so far. And so we just want to keep doing it and finding new ways to tackle this format. Like, obviously we would love to get other opportunities, more traditional studio films and stuff, but we're happy where we are. Like, if this is all we did for the rest of our careers, like, we love it, and we want to just keep doing it and sharing it with people. So
it's fun.
Well, I'll tell the viewers this again. If you can, check out Old Wounds. It is a phenomenal found footage film. I'm excited for final transmissions, and we will make sure to have that Indiegogo campaign link in the captions and bios below. But if you want to also let our viewers and listeners know where they can find you, like where can we find you on socials and stuff?
Yeah, we're at Thehorrorhippies on Instagram. We also have Final Transmissions on there and Old Wounds Movie. And then I'm Erica Blair on Instagram, and he's
Stephen Hugh Nelson.
Stephen Hugh Nelson.
There's too many Stephen Nelsons. So Stephen Hugh Nelson.
Yeah. And then we're not really on much else, but we have a Final Transmissions TikTok and a
I think
Final
we posted
Transmissions
once.
Blue Sky. But yeah.
It's hard keeping up with every new social media platform that there is, and then just with like they've all been going through their own things regarding like algorithm issues and just everything in general. So I'm with you. Like, I am mostly on, I have like everything, but I'm mostly just on Instagram because it's just the nicest to me. So I'm just like, let's just go with there. But yeah, so I'm super excited for you guys. I'll have all your links below so that everyone can follow you guys. But again, wishing you nothing but the best. And everyone, if you can, please donate, contribute to the Indiegogo campaign. Go follow them. At the very least, just get the word out for Final Transmissions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The entity just told me that you will be spared now. So
awesome. That was the goal of this whole thing. It wasn't the interview. It was making sure I'm spared. Right. But it was great talking to you guys. Hoping for the best. And I cannot wait to see everything else that you guys got cooking up. Okay?
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Well, that's it. Everyone, have a great rest of your night. And we will see you next time.